Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, February 2nd, at 3:27 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 716 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Marjorie Taylor Greene calls Republicans who accept election process weak in spat with Mitch McConnell. Lindsey Graham threatens to bring in FBI testimony if Democrats call witnesses in Trump impeachment trial. Biden has to choose whether to replace Trump's inspectors general, especially one pushed in by McConnell. Trump's economic advisor says GameStop drama shows people shouldn't get stimulus checks. White House reporters, Biden team wanted our questions in advance. McConnell calls Marjorie Taylor Greene a cancer to GOP in stunning attack on pro-Trump outsider. Photos show the powerful winter storm that has blasted through the Northeast. Republicans give update after meeting with Biden about COVID-19 relief package. Without stimulus, employment might not reach pre-pandemic level until 2024. Aspen's bustling arts and culture scene thrives amid the pandemic. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Tom Brady says he's open to playing past 45 ahead of his 10th Super Bowl, CNN International. NYC weather, more snow expected as marathon nor'easter slams New York City and the tri-state, WABC TV. Eurozone contracts by 6.8% in 2020 on coronavirus restrictions shock, CNBC. Biden to sign immigration executive orders and establish task force to reunite separated families, CNN. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says she's a survivor of sexual assault while describing trauma of Capitol insurrection, CNN. Elon Musk says he's leaving Twitter for a while, Gizmodo. Trump and the conservative groups that support him aren't fretting the impeachment trial, Politico. As teachers struggle for vaccines, a celebrity SoulCycle instructor hopped the line by calling herself an educator, Washington Post. Myanmar coup tests Biden's ability to work with allies in Asia, where China's influence is growing, CNBC. Reddit stocks, GameStop, GME, AMC Entertainment drop again after price rally, Bloomberg. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Senator Lindsey Graham warns Democrats against calling witnesses to Trump impeachment trial. Zoe Lister-Jones made a star-studded apocalypse movie during the pandemic. 14 kid TV shows that celebrate the diversity. 40 tweets about kids' attempts at jokes. I'm a food writer and I lost my sense of taste to COVID-19. Meet the trailblazer who swims with sharks. Is my aversion to people during the pandemic turning into something worse? 10 cheesy, creamy Super Bowl dip recipes to make in your Instant Pot. Here's everything you need to know about KF94 masks. Icy Road Super Kit videos show why some days you should just stay home. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Iowans donate to father in need of heart transplant. Dog rescued from China meat trade has new life. Cops rescue 6-year-old old they say was used as shield. Christmas lights house starts to rebuild after fire. Iowa inmate dies due to COVID-19 complications. Black is Beautiful exhibit opens at Galleria Dallas. Conservationist brings 140-year-old farmhouse back to life. Cruiser struck while trooper was assisting motorist. MTA mobility driver shot, killed in Northeast Baltimore. Surgical center using the new stroke procedure. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. After battering much of Northeast, winter storm heads to New England. Virus variants continue to evolve, sometimes in dangerous ways. The Daily, Joe Biden's climate plan. In Australia, bushfire drives people from COVID lockdown. New York braces for second day of snow. Yosemite National Park reopens after devastating windstorm topples sequoias. One property at a time, a city tries to revive without gentrifying. Even in poorer neighborhoods, the wealthy are lining up for vaccines. How the Biden administration can help solve our reality crisis. The economy does much better under Democrats. Why? The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Salma Hayek gives off Sunday vibes with swimsuit snapshot. Senator Marco Rubio, put students first and open schools, here's what we should do if teacher unions refuse. Rapper silent charged with murdering his cousin, cops. Chicago recorded 51 homicides last month, the most in 4 years, report. Graham blasts Durbin over proposed one-day Garland hearing request. Graham warns Dems about calling witnesses during Trump impeachment. Miller Lite offering free beer for Super Bowl fans who type out ridiculously long calorie-burning URL. Snow shoveling dispute in Pennsylvania ends with 3 dead, report. Dolly Parton twice declined the Presidential Medal of Freedom, report. Live updates, Biden meets with Republican senators on coronavirus aid. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, February 2nd. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Tom Brady praises Bill Belichick, could never have accomplished the things in my career without his support. Antonio Brown will get $750,000 bonus if Tampa Bay Buccaneers win Super Bowl. Stimulus check, will GOP counter-offer affect Biden's $1.9 trillion relief package? Use noisemakers, consider an outdoor projector, CDC urges safe, physically distant Super Bowl watch parties. It was a complete cave, family stuck shoveling to surface as Snowberry's Tahoe cabin. Saved by the Bell actor Dustin Diamond dead at 44 following cancer diagnosis. NFL on CBS talent share their favorite big game memories ahead of Super Bowl LV. It's a literal race against the virus, Carbon Health's Dr. Cesar Javahirian on COVID-19 vaccine distribution. Pandas enjoy snow day at National Zoo. Super Bowl LV coverage to leverage innovative technology in broadcast. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Lewis Hamilton's sheepish Formula One ace leaves his hotel cabana moments after an attractive blonde. Moment Ryanair passengers cheer as police arrest drunken thug. We're gonna need a bigger bed, sharks are seen having sex in rare images of the animals mating. Myanmar's generals take firm control after coup, despite international outcry. Beverly Turner and friend Marina Fogel assess their own lives and offer some brutally frank advice. Testing to find every single case of South African variant among 80,000 Britons starts today. Ministers stump up cladding cash to quell Tory rebellion. Whole UK could be vaccinated by May as Boris I's school return. England and Wales recorded second deadliest week of pandemic in mid-January with 8,422 COVID victims. What was he inking? Wanted man, 34, is ridiculed for bizarre tattoos on his nose. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Aung San Suu Kyi is a victim of a coup, but is she still a hero of democracy? Russia hints it may return to overflight treaty if U.S. does. Future of Holocaust research in Poland hinges on libel case. Live updates, numbers of new cases in the U.S. declining, but deaths still on the rise as new variants spread. China arrests suspects in fake COVID-19 vaccine ring. Russian court hearing decides whether Navalny to be sidelined from politics with jail sentence. Biden expands quick bid to undo Trump's immigration policies. Myanmar's military is back in charge after coup, but it faces a nation transformed. Biden to issue new immigration orders, while signaling cautious approach. Biden to begin efforts to reunify migrant families separated by Trump administration. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Trump to outline impeachment defense as Biden seeks to undo border family separations, live. U.S. rapper silent charged with murder of his cousin. It disgusts me how a wealthy couple lied to get a vaccine meant for indigenous people. Masks from sunup to sundown, how to host a Super Bowl during a pandemic. Metallica, the night the masters of metal gave me hope for the future. Pakistan court sends man acquitted of Daniel Pearl murder to safe house. McConnell says Marjorie Taylor Greene's loony lies are a cancer on GOP. Burnley's U.S. takeover has left Club 19 worse off and loaded with debt. Katie Boulter upsets Coco Gauff in Australian Open warm-up event. The Velvet Mafia, the gay men who helped shape music in the 60s. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says she is a sexual assault survivor. We are facing extinction, black farmers in steep decline. Moscow court holds hearing that could jail Putin critic for years. Senate set to confirm but a judge for transportation secretary. Police, rapper Salento charged with murder and shooting death. Former San Diego mayor joins race for California governor. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Myanmar coup, calls for Suu Kyi release as lawmakers held. Australia pull out of South Africa test tour because of coronavirus concerns. Navalny, Moscow court hears case for jailing Putin critic. Myanmar, what was it like growing up under military rule? Kenyan farmers cash in on camel milk. Salento arrested, Watch Me rapper charged with murdering his cousin. AOC, Ocasio-Cortez says she is sexual assault survivor. Perth, bushfire threatens lockdown Australian city. COVID, India launches online memorial to commemorate pandemic victims. Military coup likely to damage Myanmar's economy. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Tennessee newlyweds in their 80s celebrate life and the COVID-19 vaccine. Myanmar lawmakers say army guarding their housing after coup. AP top stories February 2nd day. Millions of Americans could lose their homes despite Biden eviction moratorium order. Today in history for February 2nd. In California, effort to recall Governor Newsom gains steam amid COVID-19 frustration. From hut to penthouse, Sundance directors share their watch plans. U.S. ramps up detection of new variants, snowstorm impacts vaccine distribution in Northeast, latest COVID-19 updates. Looking at a long 2 days, winter storm walloping Northeast won't let up overnight. Myanmar coup will test Biden's foreign policy wit. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. One dead, another injured in Montecito Heights shooting. Anti-vax protesters could get free speech area to prevent them from blocking COVID-19 vaccine distribution. Kaiser Permanente cancels vaccine appointments for more than 5,000 seniors in Silicon Valley. Kroger says it must close 2 Long Beach stores due to hazard pay ordinance. 6 arrested after changing Hollywood sign to Hollyboob. Prison officials ignored warnings before inmate transfer that led to virus outbreak, watchdog says. Republicans are emerging to run for governor should Newsom recall qualify. Riverside opens mass COVID-19 vaccination site in one of state's most infected regions. Los Angeles schools to remain in hard shutdown for near future, Buettner says. 23 miles of Highway 1 near Big Sur are closed. Repairs will take months. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Chinese state newspaper omits Jack Ma from list of entrepreneurial leaders. D-Day for Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny as Russian court considers longer jail term. Australia's proposed gas pipelines would generate emissions equivalent to 33 coal-fired power plants. Europol warns fake negative COVID certificates being sold across Europe. At least 20 fakes found in Russian billionaire's Fabberg collection. Biden threatens sanctions after Myanmar military coup. Prince Harry will donate damages from his tabloid lawsuit win to his military foundation. Taiwan's economy outgrows China's for the first time in 30 years, as chips demand soars. Taiwan lawmakers seek to remove Chinese unity from constitution. Osaka accidentally mails out funeral service ads to people infected with coronavirus. Biden to free up billions in delayed Puerto Rico storm aid. The administration plans to release $1.3 billion that was meant to help Puerto Rico rebuild after Hurricane Maria in 2017, and will remove restrictions on another $4.9 billion. Rhino poaching in South Africa falls during COVID-19 lockdown. Iran's foreign minister on Monday asked the European Union to coordinate a synchronized return of both Washington and Tehran into a nuclear deal, after a diplomatic standoff on who will act first. U.S. and Palestinians re-engage after 3-year freeze. The next headlines are from Forbes. Dolly Parton says she turned down Trump's offer of the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. Vaccination passports and COVID-19 tracking apps could trigger more travel, but that still might not be enough. Ronald Koeman is not confident that Lionel Messi will stay at FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona are more united as a team, and have Antoine Griezmann to thank for it. 5 tips for buying sustainable marijuana. New brand to know, Amodia. Robinhood is down to 1 star on Google's mobile app store again, this time Google won't intervene. Ronald Koeman and brother believe there have been leaks from the FC Barcelona changing room. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talks about dramatic Capitol invasion, being a sexual assault survivor in emotional live stream. Roger Federer announces March comeback, targets Wimbledon and Olympics. The next headlines are from Nature.com. 5 reasons why researchers should learn to love the command line. Vaccine sprint predicted a decade ago. Open access pay-for review option, ethical question. COVID-19 vaccines, call for global push to maintain efficacy. TLDR, how well do machines summarize our work? Multiple genomes give switchgrass an advantage. Q&A, how cartoonists skewer tensions between science and society. Daily briefing, to slow the spread of COVID, focus on fresh air. Tunable strongly coupled superconductivity in magic angle twisted trilayer graphene. Tallying the colossal amount of ice lost to climate change, so far. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,683,325,980 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. AMC Networks, Shaftesbury forge new strategic partnership. Bandita Film Sales nabs The Saint of the Impossible, launches trailer exclusive. Half Project Market selects works in progress for virtual sidebar. Hal Holbrook, Emmy and Tony-winning actor who portrayed Mark Twain, dies at 95. Disney Plus teases content bonanza ahead of Singapore streaming launch. Judas and the Black Messiah review, Lakeith Stanfield plays a rat among the Panthers. Rapper Salento arrested and charged with murder of his cousin. Jamie Tarsis remembered by industry leaders as truly gifted with passion for TV. The Bachelor recap, Matt James tries to end bullying between contestants. Clarice casts Jen Richards as trans character who will discuss the complicated legacy of Buffalo Bill. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. What is reconciliation? Democrats face hurdles to use it for COVID relief. Here are the immigration actions President Biden plans to sign. COVID-19 vaccine, will it protect against new variants and do you need a second dose? Investigation into fatal gas leak at Georgia poultry plant could take years. McConnell slams Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene conspiracies as loony lies. Congress and COVID-19, members' cases and quarantines. Biden administration asks Supreme Court to delay considering two key Trump policies. The number of hate groups declined last year, but hate did not. Investigator Jack Palladino dies from attempted mugging injuries. Federal scientists confirm virtual tie for hottest year on record. The following headlines are from The Week. Federal judge vacates Trump EPA lame duck rule limiting scientific studies used in policymaking. America's parents are not okay. There is no bipartisanship because Republicans don't want it. The joy of a long Christmas. Watch Me, with Nene, rapper Salento charged with murder in Atlanta. Aerobics instructor unwittingly films Myanmar coup in the background of her live workout. Hal Holbrook, actor who portrayed Mark Twain for 6 decades, dies at 95. Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez describes living through the January 6th Capitol assault, fearing she would die. In New Orleans, residents are turning their homes into Mardi Gras parade floats. 4-year-old finds Dianosaur footprint dating back 220 million years. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Forgotten for over a century, border hero Yevida Idr is rediscovered by her hometown of Laredo. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Real Physics Live. The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. Could the surface of Phobos reveal secrets of the Martian past? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Galaxy mergers can boost star formation, and it can also shut it down. A sun-like star found with 5 exoplanets orbiting it. A crater on Venus indicates the planet hasn't been volcanic for a long time. Neutrinos have a newly discovered method of interacting with matter, opening up ways to find them. White dwarf atmospheres might contain the pulverized crust to their dead planets. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, February 2nd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. The Stars Shula and Lesithis Hair American League Division Series of Spring. Locate Cassiopeia the Queen. A robot submarine could explore Titan's deepest sea. February 2021 Guide to the Bright Planets. 2021's Groundhog Day will be virtual. Big Dipper stars point to North Star. The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Merkel, Germany on track to hit vaccine targets. Biden's first 100 days. Progressive PAC kickstarts search for challengers to Manchin, Sinema. Biden to sign executive orders on family separation and asylum. Show us something different. Burgeoning North Carolina Senate primary highlights Democratic divides. Trump and the conservative groups that support him aren't fretting the impeachment trial. I thought I was going to die. AOC personalizes insurrection, bringing up past sexual assault. Biden, in first trade move, reimposes a Trump tariff. Biden takes a fine if we get it approach to bipartisanship. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Tech share price bubble warnings grow louder. Super has its problems but it's far from a bad deal. Dramatic rise in advice fees as planner numbers dive. Super funds must follow through on climate plans. Understanding the $1.6 million super transfer balance cap. Greens councillor reprimanded for social media post on rent assistance. Investing or trading, it's important to know the difference. Important opportunity, PM urges MPs to celebrate Lunar New Year with Chinese Australians. New owner plans to restore Brisbane's third oldest residence. This stinks, Labour lashes out over controversial Brisbane Council appointment. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. London markets, card retailer Moonpig soars 29% after pricing $1.64 billion London IPO. GameStop and other stocks popular on Reddit slump in pre-market trade. Kelley Blue Book, here's a rundown on 2021 mid-sized trucks. NerdWallet, 4 reasons you could be in for an ugly tax shock. Livability, the 10 best U.S. cities for remote workers in 2021. NerdWallet, 5 reasons you're better off in a hotel instead of a vacation rental. Europe markets, miners decline as JP Morgan downgrades sector and silver prices slide from 8-year high. Next Avenue, here's a guide to how grandparents can help pay for college. Tesla is in decline, subs are king, and more insights from the world's largest electric vehicle market. Elon Musk says he's taking a break from Twitter. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Checklist of employer considerations for remote work policies, Lexology. Claim patents are stopping poorer countries from getting COVID-19 vaccines is half true, The Ferret. What the power of patents could do for your business, Raconteur. Alibaba sued Tencent for copyright infringement, Tencent judged to compensate 432,000 yuan, intellectual property, China, Mondak News alerts. Bayer, successfully protected legal rights of Kangwang trademark, intellectual property, China, Mondak News alerts. Tips for banks as USAA check deposit patent dispute grows, JD Supra. Nova Solix co-founder Robert Cousins is named Silicon Valley Inventor of the Year, PR Newswire. Anop Singh selected as Engineering Associate Director at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, Newswise. From the Public Archives, Oliver Evans, Newport's prolific inventor, DilorBusinessNow.com. Indian pharma industry expected to grow to $65 billion by 2024, the Pharma Letter. The next headlines are from Quartz. A careful return to live theater is coming down to costume design. Iron spikes, barbed wire, internet shutdowns, Delhi borders look like war zones right now. Hong Kong's latest COVID-19 strategy, daily ambush lockdowns. Why India's cryptocurrency ecosystem is glad it was ignored in the country's budget. One-person companies got a new lease of life in this budget, but does it matter? Sales of Kamala Harris's favorite sneakers jumped during inauguration week. Why the Fed won't touch the GameStop frenzy. The GameStop saga is already headed to Hollywood. When to sell, the game theory of GameStop. At the heart of India's budget for 2021 is big spending and big borrowing. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. 6 more Houston cops involved in deadly drug raid are now facing criminal charges. RIAA launches brand new front group pretending to represent independent artists. Dominion sues Rudy Giuliani for $1.3 billion over false statements about its voting systems. Columbia law professor spews blatantly false information about Section 230 in the Wall Street Journal. Michigan State police officials are dodging public records obligations by using encrypted messaging apps. Daily Deal, the 2021 Cloud Computing Architect Bundle. No, getting rid of anonymity will not fix social media, it will cause more problems. With Loon dead and Google Fiber frozen, Google's broadband disruption plays aren't looking so hot. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Method Man. AOC. Hornets. When is Valentine's Day? Mila Kunis. Cilento. Duke basketball. Nike Go Flyers. Jamie Tarsis. Lakers vs. Hawks. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Singapore seeks to restrict police use of coronavirus contact tracing data. BP records mammoth loss as pandemic rattles oil industry. NASA call to investigate meteorite discovered in Aussie school playground. Rafael Nadal withdrawal sparks Australian Open concerns as Roger Federer promises to return next month. Khamzat Chimaev annihilates heavy bag in frightening footage, as UFC rival claims he'll slap him on side over insults, video. Beijing hopes Washington will follow China's lead and invite WHO to the U.S. in search for origin of COVID-19. Washington could put U.S. tech in danger by going after Huawei, Professor Wolf tells Boombust. UK Cabinet Minister rejects hotel COVID-19 quarantine plan as unfeasible. Swedish capital sees 79% spike in shootings as government laments high levels of violence in the Scandinavian country. Western WWII game plan revealed. Analysts say Poland would win Russia-NATO war by invading Kaliningrad and securing Moscow's nukes. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Biden pick for Pentagon Mideast desk brag that U.S. owns Syrian oil territory. Europe's unforeseen renewables problem. AstraZeneca failed to inform clinical trial participants about dosing debacle, report. The ECB is playing a dangerous game with collective action clauses on bonds. Gazprom records highest ever January nat gas sales to Europe amid deep chill. Islamic scholar says Muslims should leave the West to flee LGBT teachings. Enemies of the state versus enemies of the people. Thousands of maskless Orthodox Jews ignore Israeli lockdown to attend funerals. How George Washington responded to insurrectionists. Iran launches new satellite-carrying rocket as Biden plan to restore nuclear deal falters. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Myanmar aerobics instructor dances through military coup. Brazil Congress elects Bolsonaro allies as new leaders. UK house prices slip for first time since June, may fall further. Pakistan court orders release of Daniel Pearl murder mastermind. AOC, Ocasio-Cortez recalls Capitol raid, calls for accountability. Bangladesh bought mass spying equipment from Israeli company. UAE confident F-35 jet sale will go through, says ambassador. African radicals must realize the importance of Pan-Africanism. In pictures, winter storm of the century batters U.S. Northeast. Myanmar military coup threatens country's development, World Bank. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Polish government to Breitbart, big technicians cancel culture is Bolshevik, not democratic. Exclusive, Poland's Freedom Act will empower people to overturn big tech shadow bans. UK so confident on vax supply, will start to stockpile for 2022. Jackie Spear calls for screening of military recruits' social media posts. Republican Kevin Faulconer announces challenge to Gavin Newsom. The Circle Woman, report shows Biden staff pre-screening Psaki press briefing questions. Rapper Salento, of Whip Nene fame, arrested for murder of cousin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says NBA stars should receive vaccine first. Biden advisor, $20 billion for schools and GOP relief proposal not serious, you should be willing to reopen schools. Report, U.S. births plummet amid coronavirus crisis. The next headlines are from UPI News. Candy bar craving leads man to $300,000 lottery jackpot. First 3D printed home in U.S., for sale in New York. Lost and found classroom reconnects old friends across the country. Watch, Texas accidentally issues Amber Alert for cursed doll Chucky. $10,140 found in donated clothes returned to owner. Watch, Idaho man juggles on a balance board for over 2 hours. Message in a bottle travels 250 miles in a year. Watch, wallaby recaptured 6 hours after escape in Texas. The next headlines are from odd, strange and bizarre things. 5 surprising things you might not know about the NBA. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. These groundhogs came out, then shared a tomato feast at a tiny picnic table. Watch. Loyal dog follows ambulance and waits nearly a week to be reunited with her human at the hospital. Everyone in England is planting wildflower meadows after Prince Charles reprimands 60 of them to honor Queen. Healthcare workers stuck in snowy traffic with expiring COVID vaccines go car to car offering them to drivers. She was demoted, doubted and rejected, but now her work is the basis of the COVID-19 vaccine. Check out the greatest snowflake photos ever taken with vividly high resolution. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, February 2nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Goodbye Screech. 6 people arrested for altering Hollywood sign to read Hollyboob. When I was outed for my porn past, pole dancing helped me heal. Insane success of Goat Zooms nets Rossendale Farm 50K. Berlin man caught directing flight traffic with radio. Elon Musk says he has a totally happy monkey with brain chip. Scientists have taught spinach to send emails and it could warn us about climate change. Rochester, New York, police released bodycam videos to show why officers were required to handcuff, pepper spray 9-year-old girl. Idaho man wins lottery for the 6th time. Taiwan waives COVID quarantine fine for man who was kidnapped. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Slytherin unveils delicious new details for Starship Troopers, Terran Command. SpaceX and NASA, who will win the space tourism race? Butter my body with the iPadOS 14.5 landscape boot screen. Ford and Google buddy up to bring Android to millions of cars from 2023. 4 salary negotiating scenarios in tech interviews, and how to navigate them. Wearing a mask, you can soon use Face ID and Apple Watch to unlock your iPhone. Google Search's new feature makes it easier to weed out unreliable results. Google Stadia shuts down first-party game studios, which isn't a great sign. Artificial intelligence and the game's Trump blowback. German investigators to use deepfake images of child sexual abuse to bust online predators. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Marine organisms use previously undiscovered receptors to detect, respond to light. As climate warms, summer monsoons to produce less stream flow. Lactobacillus manipulates bile acids to create favorable gut environment. Reindeer leggings are having more sex than expected. Potential therapeutic targets to inhibit colorectal cancer progression. Mysterious magnetic fossils offer past climate clues. Use of pronouns may show signs of an impending breakup. Wonder fungi in goat's gut. A full-scale prototype for muon tomography. Searching for dark matter through the 5th dimension. The next headlines are from Information Week. Is there a case for using low-code to develop end-user apps? Where cloud adoption is still needed. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, February 2nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA invites media to second test to fire rocket for Artemis moon missions. NASA names leaders to key agency roles. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Petition to remove Utah School Board member cites comments about LGBTQ students, Black Lives Matter. Marilyn Manson denies Evan Rachel Wood's abuse allegations. Utah State Prison allows inmates to connect with loved ones via video calls. In wake of banjo controversy, auditor warns against expansive state deals with firms collecting personal data. Man pleads guilty to 2017 stabbing on reservation. Mitt Romney says Biden shows genuine interest in working with GOP on pandemic aid package. Utah officials had questions about how to react to state's first case of COVID-19 UK variant, emails show. Utah has its independent commission to help redraw voting boundaries for the coming decade. Utah Jazz will increase Vivint Arena capacity to 3,902 beginning Tuesday. Registration fees in Utah for electric, hybrid cars may soon skyrocket to highest in the nation. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Amazon's Ring now reportedly partners with more than 2,000 U.S. police and fire departments. SpaceX announces first ever all-civilian space flight crew. ExxonMobil to invest $3 billion in carbon capture and other projects to lower emissions. Robinhood CEO to testify before Maxine Waters panel on GameStop. Reddit users revolt against the iOS app's new video player. Elon Musk says his startup Neuralink has wired up a monkey to play video games using its mind. Ex-Googler turns virtual gifts into a $61 billion business. iOS 14.5 will support PS5 DualSense and Xbox Series X controllers. Facebook testing notification to users about Apple privacy changes. Hedge fund Melvin sustains 53% loss after Reddit onslaught. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Case against former Lindbergh track coach could still be prosecuted with new witness, despite news about evidence. St. Louis County Health inspectors investigating weekend concert. City of Arnold desperate to get its hands on COVID vaccine. Burst water pipe floods floors in Midtown high-rise. Vehicle held for slain Metrolink security guard, suspect arrested. Major case squad activated for double homicide of 2 men in Godfrey home. Cardinals officially land Nolan Arenado in mega deal with Colorado Rockies. Missouri lawmakers, governor to get pay raises. Still no stimulus check, why you should be double-checking your junk mail. Head of Metro responds to murder of guard on Metrolink train. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. I broke down in tears too. School mourns loss of teacher killed in North Park shooting. Report, charges unlikely in Capitol shooting death of Ashley Babbitt. SDSU alum is behind HBO's Tiger documentary. Dolly Parton reveals she twice turned down the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. Restaurants reopen to crowds after stay-at-home order restrictions lifted. Father says 21-year-old son drowned during run at mission trails. Glitch that caused delays at San Marcos vaccine super site fixed. Faulconer formally announces bid for governorship. County reports 1,082 COVID-19 infections, fewest in more than a month. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Mossad head says IDF chief irresponsible for panning U.S. on Iran policy, report. Secret camera found in county office in Ohio, despicable display of corruption. Read the latest issue of Stylist magazine. How to hack someone's phone without touching it. Benedict Cumberbatch is a reluctant spy in trailer for Cold War thriller The Courier, Maxime. History lesson, 5 guns actually used by spies. Spies target gamers with malware inserted into software updates, as it says, Cyberscoop. Iranian spy arrested by FBI was wolf in sheep's clothing. University of Idaho Women's Center receives funding for violence prevention. Already finished your Lupin binge? Watch these 11 thriller shows while you wait for season 2. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy awards contract to buy systems for air traffic control systems. USS Gabrielle Gifford returns from 17-month rotational deployment. Israel successfully tests advanced version of Iron Dome defense system. U.S. Marine Corps new heavy lift helicopter practices landing in fields. Raytheon gets $290 million contract for F-35 support. Taiwanese Air Force jets intercepted dozens of Chinese military aircraft. Taiwan showcases long-range strike capabilities. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. China wants teenage boys to man up, but public fears toxic masculinity. Kuwait Xiao copyright dispute escalates ahead of Hong Kong IPO. HNA Group, already facing bankruptcy, reveals nearly $10 billion was embezzled. Weibo, the Chinese-owned app that could rival Robinhood. China's winter sports hope Eileen Gu makes historic X Games debut. The hidden costs of China's ultra-convenient delivery services. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Marin County officials push to speed up vaccine process. Health officials warn against Super Bowl parties amid pandemic. COVID vaccine, nursing home location plays part in who is getting vaccinated. UCSF doctor talks possible surge in COVID-19 variant strains. Fraternity house party at Santa Clara University under investigation. Miscommunication causes vaccination delay in Sonoma County. Recall Newsom effort gains more than 1.3 million signatures. COVID-19 variants from UK, Brazil found in Bay Area. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reveals she's a survivor of sexual assault. 100 days to come up with plan to safely reopen schools, CA Teachers Association. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Where are Illinois vaccines? Congressman ask feds. Violent crimes down, but Naperville sees increase in identity thefts, domestic calls. Police, wife was found dead after Inverness fire which shot herself. Pardoned by Trump, Urlacher launches write-in campaign for re-election as Mattawa mayor. Suburban Cook County vaccine sign-up opens at 9 a.m. Tuesday. Street renamed for lifelong Elginite devoted to service. That Cook County text message about vaccine appointments isn't spam. Republicans hope to block culturally responsive teacher standards. Welch steps back from partner position at law firm. Elgin man sentenced to 29 years in prison for murder. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle City Council unanimously approves updates to construction and energy codes. It's a girl. Woodland Park Zoo welcomes new baby gorilla not bonding with mother. Seattle records 8th rainiest January, soggy weather continues into February, NWS says. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Lebanon, the Republic of North Macedonia, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Lucas 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1821. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Ana 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0.29 million. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, February 2nd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Not snow nor pandemic keeps Punxsutawney Phil from his job on Groundhog Day. 3 cold fronts are coming for Houston over the next 10 days. Bill on bond reform introduced after pregnant Pasadena mom and unborn baby killed. Woman with $8 to Harris County leaders on rent relief, release the millions. Houston family paid $135K for home, but seller never changed title. New numbers show Black, Hispanic communities under-vaccinated. 15-year-old from Houston rescued from human trafficking during traffic stop in Louisiana. You can now sign up for the Memorial Hermann Sugar Land COVID-19 vaccine drive-through clinic. Biden meets Republicans proposing $618 billion COVID-19 aid package. Actor Hal Holbrook, known for Mark Twain portrayal, All the President's Men, dies at 95. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. FIBA holds draws for Olympic basketball tournaments. Japan extends emergency amid vaccine, Olympic uncertainty. The latest, Austria toughens entry requirements over virus. Taiwan won't be the last to receive vaccines, Minister Chen Shih-chung. Border checks stopped at Ireland ports after threats. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, will the rise of remote work doom big cities? With the Walking Wild trans repeal vote, advocates hope legislation includes sealing past convictions. Manhattan District Attorney candidates are running on big promises of reform. After city data confirms racial disparities for COVID-19 vaccines, elected officials demand better outreach and access. Following a year of pandemic and protests, NYC schools kick off Black Lives Matter week of action. Fact, these NYC dogs are loving this blizzard. Mayoral candidates are talking about city takeover of the subway. The idea has merit. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Rochester police handcuffed, pepper-sprayed 9-year-old girl, Bodicum video shows. In first mayoral debate, Maya Wiley presses Andrew Yang on non-disclosure agreements. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Minor earthquake, 2.8 mag was detected near Indianola in California. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near German Afghanistan. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag has occurred near Hihifo in Tonga. Minor earthquake, M3.25 quake has struck near Pahala in Hawaii. Light earthquake 4.2 mag, Kermadec Islands region. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, 4.1 mag has occurred near Kendari in Indonesia. Light earthquake, 4.8 mag was detected near the Belo in Indonesia. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag strikes near Kermadec Islands, New Zealand. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag strikes near German Afghanistan. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Caught in tangled web of vaccine nationalism. Sri Lanka's deteriorating human rights situation raises multiple alarms. Myanmar coup sends chilling message that military won't tolerate dissent. A gray cloud over Lebanon, mental health burdens. UN humanitarian staff in Geneva experience anxiety, job insecurity and fear of tomorrow. Making seawater potable in Mexico has high costs and environmental impacts. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. These are the shadowy New York financial institutions that forced Robinhood to restrict trading in certain stocks. The assassination of Fred Hampton, new documents reveal involvement of FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover. Biden appoints warmongers, military-industrial insiders. Medical tyranny, CDC announces all travelers must wear 2 masks, threatens arrest. At first I thought it was a joke, academic media censorship conference censored by YouTube. U.S. corruption hits highest since 2012 amid COVID bailouts and democracy doubts. Dr. David Martin, it's gene therapy, not a vaccine. Oregon is the first state to decriminalize all illegal drugs. U.S. lobbying spending nears record high in 2020 amid pandemic. Claim, China tried to collect U.S. DNA samples from nose swabs. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Rochester officers who pepper spray 9-year-old suspended. Will coronavirus really evolve to become less deadly? Does drinking apple juice make your pee-pee bigger? Did a British man drunkenly change his name to Celine Dion? California man arrested after live stream shows 2 bodies. Is poop diving a real job in Australia? No, Joe Biden did not lower the age of consent to 8. Did Facebook apologize for removing Plymouth Hoe posts? Did Google Maps introduce a show Republicans feature? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Biden moved to reverse Trump immigration policies, but not right away. The terrifying Sundance doc exposing how cameras will watch your every move. Why Natasha Leggero will never do another Comedy Central roast. Biden's about to steamroll the GOP, here's why that's wrong. Donald Trump finally lands the lawyers he deserves. Now here's how you handle co-leaders claiming voter fraud. The Queen had the BBC's 1969 royal family documentary banned, now we can see why. Meet the bizarro crew that shut down a Los Angeles vaccine site. Will Biden's team find all of the COVID vaccine before it's too late? How a serial killer's game show appearance gave him away. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Pakistan orders man acquitted of Daniel Pearl murder off death row. Hawks fans booted from game after courtside argument with LeBron James. Oregon law decriminalizing all street drugs goes into effect. San Francisco school official deems acronyms racist enacting arts department moniker. Knicks Tom Thibodeau could be eyeing reunion with Zach LaVine. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. I, the beginning to the end of the universe. I, exploring the shape of space-time. I, the beginning to the end of the universe. I, the mystery of dark energy. Citizen scientists discover dozens of failed stars near Earth. I, the beginning to the end of the universe. I, the big crunch versus the big freeze. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden faces obstacles to hit goal of 100 million vaccinations in first 100 days. Lack of data prompts COVID vaccine concerns among pregnant women. Pregnant women concerned about COVID vaccine over lack of data. Threat grows from COVID variants as U.S. races to distribute vaccine. Major storm hits Northeast, more than foot of snow forecast. Healthcare workers scramble to distribute expiring COVID vaccines as wasted shots go unreported. How climate change affects an nor'easter. Powerful winter storm slams the Northeast after hitting Midwest. Hard-hit hospitals still coping with COVID-19 as variant spreads to 32 states. White House advisors announce new at-home COVID-19 test. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. AOC reveals she's survivor of sexual assault during emotional recounting of Capitol siege. Dolly Parton reveals she turned down the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. Super Bowl in the age of coronavirus, don't cheer, laugh or sing, says CDC. A cancer for the Republican Party, McConnell blasts Scarlett Green's conspiracy theories. Biden doesn't budge on $1.9 trillion COVID plan after meeting with Republicans. Bodicum video shows Rochester police used pepper spray on handcuffed 9-year-old girl, officers suspended Monday. Brace yourself, blizzard snow dump continues through Tuesday. Missing WV woman found dead in car in Walmart parking lot. Black Lives Matter nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. 150 bunkins entangled in 6-year-old hair took 20 hours to extract. The following headlines are from military.com. The VA's budget has quintupled in 20 years. Veterans groups want billions more. After most U.S. troops pull out of Somalia, some re-enter for training event. Former Marine faces federal conspiracy charges in Capitol riot. Enough is enough. It's time for National Guard members to go home. Why General Mark Milley will probably keep his job as Joint Chiefs Chairman. Report, hate groups in decline, migrate to online networks. Biden faces calls to secure release of Navy veteran in Afghanistan. U.S. watchdog, Taliban attacks increased in Afghan capital. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Project to block Asian carp from entering Lake Michigan moves forward. We're essentially adding a very successful linebacker to our defense. Column, Biden is illegitimate, coronavirus vaccines contain microchips, Facebook is poisoning too many minds. CPS calls for 2 days of cooling off as it reports progress in averting a CTU strike. Remote learning continues Tuesday and Wednesday. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 2,312 new COVID-19 cases and 16 additional deaths reported, biggest snowstorm in 5 years impedes state's vaccination efforts on Sunday. Uber driver carjacked at gunpoint by juvenile in Oak Park, police say, car recovered near Detroit. Elgin man who sexually assaulted, killed toddler to be freed from prison after serving half a 48-year term. Oswego woman rescued after falling through ice while searching for her dog. Column, the Logan Square couple behind Eiffel Tower made of snow. We thought, if we cannot go to Paris, we'll bring Paris to us. Mexican government helping family of mom, 4 daughters who died in Des Plaines fire to obtain visas to attend funeral services. The Spin, CPS, CTU cooling off, making progress. Kinzinger starts pack aimed at returning Republicans to pre-Trump era. Reverend Jackson hospitalized, recovering from surgery. The following headlines are from FIS.org. SpaceX aims to launch all civilian trip into orbit. Australia's Perth battles bushfire amid virus lockdown. Economic growth has devastating cost to nature, review finds. Study, killings surge in 2020, pandemic, protests play roles. Say goodbye to the dots and dashes to enhance optical storage media. Traffic noise makes mating crickets less picky. Astronomers spot bizarre, never-before-seen activity from one of the strongest magnets in the universe. U.S. billionaire buys SpaceX flight to orbit with 3 others. Southern France set to sizzle due to climate change. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, February 2nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The more we learn about crow brains, the more human-like their intelligence seems. How learning to drive changes your brain. Kirby Runyon is ready to go interstellar, is NASA? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Ford says it will expand in South Africa, adding 1,200 jobs. Indian soccer club sacks coach for rape analogy. Explainer, how Nobel Peace Prize nominations come about. Iran's hardline parliament rejects president's budget draft. Euro economy shrank at end of 2020 under pandemic's weight. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscopes February 2nd, 2021, Shakira, follow through. Word game, February 2nd, 2021. Bridge, February 2nd, 2021. Ask Amy, my secret friend gives me money, am I lucky or immoral? Harriet Cole, I don't remember my drunken phone call with my boss. Miss Manners, my loving mom embarrasses me with her online persona. Dear Abby, I'm climbing the ladder, but my boss blocks my way. Lawsuit alleges Millbrae Middle School teacher sexually abused students. My AP Top 25 ballot, Gonzaga, Baylor remains on top. Critter Corner, getting new cats on your sleep schedule. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Japan extends coronavirus state of emergency in Tokyo and 9 other areas through March 7th. Eurozone economy shrank 0.7% in fourth quarter from previous 3 months as pandemic restrictions wag. Belmont University announces new president. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Inside the brutal power struggle at Homeland Security. Biden takes first step toward restoring reproductive health program crippled by Trump. Mass Dems chair apologizes to party members for role in scandal, but not to Alex Morse. Could the For the People Act save American democracy? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Racial disparities. Young, black adults had significantly worse heart transplant outcomes. Imaging identifies breast cancer patients unlikely to benefit from hormone therapy. NYUAD researchers propose programming to support adolescent mothers in areas of conflict. Coral decline. Is sunscreen a scapegoat? South Africa. The rising temperatures will cost up to 20% of per capita GDP. U.S. adults report highest stress levels since early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. In survey of those with uncontrolled asthma, have smoked cannabis. X-stop versus laminectomy for lumbar spinal stenosis, quality of life and cost effectiveness. Tiny 3D structures enhance solar cell efficiency. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Menu planner. Prosciutto wrapped pork with walnuts will spoil your taste buds. Snow day crappie. Making use of a day off turned into a big crappie. Woman, 40, missing from unincorporated Cook County near LaGrange. Man wounded in drive-by in Englewood. One shot Monday in Chicago. Driver in custody after crashing into vehicles in Kenwood while fleeing traffic stop, police. All Tom hate just isn't right. Horoscope for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Rahm Emanuel remains in line for a high-level ambassador post, maybe China or Japan. Tiger in Chicago area zoo undergoes second hip surgery. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Suspect Nathaniel Smith in custody in killing of Metrolink security guard. Southern Poverty Law Center say 19 hate groups are active in Missouri. $25,000 reward offered for info in Metrolink guards killing. Governor Parson accuses Missouri House GOP leaders of trying to embarrass him. The fake news and real crisis behind abortion-free Missouri. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Michigan's GOP candidate for governor says he'd cancel contracts with Dominion Voting Systems on day one. Worthy dismisses 1,681 cases involving violations of Governor Whitmer's lockdown order. Southern Poverty Law Center identifies 25 hate groups in Michigan in 2020. COVID-19 claims lives of 9 nuns at Catholic Center in Adrian. Black entrepreneurs are underrepresented in Michigan's recreational marijuana industry. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Apparently Sharpstown has a yucca thief. The 4 most important action items for new Texans HC David Culley. Houston Grand Opera's concert of Arias goes virtual. Turner and Health Department talk vaccines, federal mask rules and weekly coronavirus update. Do not blame Deshaun Watson for this mess. This week in Houston food events, new happy hour bites and a Tamago Sando throwdown. Tensions rising between Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. The next headlines are about world records making news. India versus England, Virat Kohli 1 century away from surpassing Ricky Ponting and create world record, Hindustan Times. New world record price paid for Lima Zanhefer at Carlisle, News and Star. Major League eating big game snack down DraftKings Sportsbook pool predictions, DraftKings Nation. Winnipeg hockey card collector set sights on $1.29 million world record, Global News Ca. Weekend recap, world records, NCAA bests and Lucia Stafford's blazing 1,500 Canadian running magazine. Cool World Records, Weird Music World Records, Alternative Press. Florian Neuschwander just blitzed the 100-kilometer indoor running record, Red Bull Australia. Man eats 3 Carolina Reaper chilies in under 10 seconds, breaking record, Guinness World Records. World's tallest dog passes away, veterinarypracticenews.com. World record, Village heifer makes 250,000 GNS at Carlisle, Farmers Weekly. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Elon Musk says he's leaving Twitter for a while. Republican lawmaker indicted for allegedly selling bogus COVID-19 treatments. Washington state suffers a data breach that potentially affects 1.6 million people. Have you considered a collapsible coffee cup? The time has come to extend human embryo research from 14 to 28 days, argues bioethicist. E-book sales rise as people hunt desperately for stuff to do. Amazon rolls out more touchless palm readers. Astronomers found an ancient galaxy with a halo of dark matter. European Union appeals ruling letting Apple skip out on $15.8 billion in taxes. Next iOS update will fix Apple's biggest Fitness Plus problem. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Birdsville Airport in Australia at 112.28 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Verkhovsk in Russia at minus 67 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Hackers are exploiting a critical zero-day in devices from SonicWall. Media frenzy, skepticism in Gulf virus origin probe, and WHO is over it. We're getting a Wakanda spin-off series from Ryan Coogler on Disney+. Apple rolls out macOS Big Sur 11.2 with bug fixes and Bluetooth tweaks. SpaceX announces first free-flyer human spaceflight. Why victims of AT&T unlimited data throttling get only $22 in settlements. Why Animal Crossing, New Horizons 31 million sales are so incredible. 70% of top civic Facebook groups are toxic or violent, report finds. New supply chain attack uses poisoned updates to infect gamers' computers. Google closes Stadia's dedicated game studios after less than 2 years. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Here's why Donald Trump's impeachment lawyers really bailed on defending the former president. Now is not the time to count pennies, Dems urge to keep election promises and push GOP on relief plan. The truth about Russia's role in pushing the QAnon canon of conspiracies. Donald Trump is following the Confederate script for a lost cause battle for cultural validation, historian. Expert, Sarah Palin's case against the NIT is a landmine for the First Amendment. Why Phoenix may be uninhabitable by the end of this century. Pennsylvania Republican stumps by Trump's pick of Bruce Castor for his impeachment defense. More than 3,100 lawyers call for Rudy Giuliani's law license to be revoked. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene is dangerously kooky, and apparently, that's just what her voters want. New York City Council proposes sweeping NYPD reforms. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. How a legacy of organizing among domestic workers helped turn Georgia blue. 3 big questions the Senate Agriculture Committee needs to ask Tom Vilsack. White ladies, curl up in You're the Future's female sweatshirt and read this book. Online nurses groups are rife with vaccine disinformation. Restaurants are finally getting a bailout. Top Senate Democrats vow to reform marijuana law. Watch how quickly a COVID outbreak exploded through a California prison. NPR's Tiny Desk gets an actual tiny desk, courtesy Pharaoh Monch. How Trump unleashed the domestic terrorism movement, and what experts say must be done to defeat it. Trump may be done, but he left plenty of lackeys behind. Here are some of the worst. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Local physicist makes case for possible alien life. WGBH.org. WGBH.org. Astronomer Avi Loeb says aliens have visited, and he's not kidding. Scientific American. Briefly noted book reviews. The New Yorker. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Learning to drive and navigate significantly changes the brain. Science Times. Other news to note for February 1, 2021 to 2002-01, BioWorld Online. Reduced adult neurogenesis linked with Alzheimer's disease, The Scientist. Time blindness during lockdown, Fay News. Algernon looks into psychedelic drug DMT as potential stroke treatment, Seeking Alpha. Algernon Pharmaceuticals launches stroke treatment clinical research program with psychedelic drug DMT, the spirit molecule, Globe Newswire. The brain chemical that turns on synaptic plasticity, Technology Networks. Ketamine for PTSD, well, isn't that special, MJ Psychiatry. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The Travis Walton alien abduction. Did UFO kidnap Navajo County man? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno@XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.